Good evening. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your Monday evening metal report. I almost feel like Monday Night Football, but it's Monday Night Metal Report. And this is for September 11th, a very somber day. My heart goes out to everybody concerning September 11th, 20-some-odd years ago. Just a disaster. But regardless, life goes on. And we have to talk about the markets. So as we're talking about the markets, remember, this is a big week. For the stock traders, they have the Apple announcement tomorrow with the new products, blah, blah. Then we get to the CPI, PPI numbers, the European Central Bank numbers, the United Auto Workers, will they go out on strike? And I'm sure I'm missing something in between here, but it'll show up. That's an awful lot, my friends. And the markets are going to oscillate like this because they're going to be scratching like this, wondering what do they do? So many traders already believe, as you know, that the Fed is going to be just sitting still. I agree if CPI and PPI don't come in real hot. But I don't agree if they come in real hot. If they do, what's to keep the Fed from saying, let's go now, we don't have to move in November, let's keep nudging it? It could flip-flop on traders. This is just that type of scenario where alliance after alliance, I wrote about it in tonight's report, they're all taking their sides. This is it. The Fed is done. Well, they must see the reports that I don't see, or they've done their homework and they're right on the money. And by the way, I can't be wrong. All I'm saying for me, I don't want to make a decision until I see the numbers. That's not being right or wrong. So don't come out and say, oh, you were wrong on that. I'm not wrong on it in any manner. I want to see the numbers, and if they're not hot, I don't think the Fed does anything. I will be wrong if they're red hot and the Fed doesn't do anything. Then say, hey, you were wrong on that. I get it. Bonds and notes are agreeing with me. They keep adding yield, so they're seeing something else. In the metal markets, a bit of a correction, an attempt at one, not much going on really there. Before I get too far into these charts, I want to remind you this Thursday, which is such an important day. We had CPI on Wednesday, PPI on this day. I'm going to have my live webinar for you. And it's in this webinar that you get to ask all the questions of me you'd want. It's 20 minutes long. It is free. It is filling up right now. It'll get filled up, especially middle of the week. Everybody comes back and it starts filling up right away. It's chart analysis. You'll ask me certain questions. A lot of you are writing questions already. I'll bring up the charts that you ask. I balance it between futures, stocks, and ETFs. I'm not going to overload it with stocks and ETFs. So if that's what you want or expect, it doesn't go that way. Or for the futures guy, it doesn't just load up on all futures. I love to talk all these at one time. So how do you get there? Because it's not on the website. Move your cursor up here if you didn't receive an invite from me. Got it? With that invite, just give a click, and from there, away you go. What do I mean by that? When you move everything up to the very top up here, and a cursor's going to come, when you click it, you fill out a form. From the form, you'll get an email. In the emails, the password from our return email, after you fill everything out, with your password, the link to come in. I open up at 12:15 p.m. Central Time on Thursday. I start promptly at 12:30. I end 20 minutes later. I'm like a machine with it. And it's fast, and it's a lot of fun, and I do take live questions. But for stocks and ETFs, I prefer that you write me them. Give me a chance to create the charts. I've got all 40 futures charts. There's thousands of stocks. You can't expect that I have them ready, primed, ready to go, put on window envelopes and the other studies. I want to do that. So just a point to do it. Again, give a click right up here or call my staff if you have any questions, okay? All righty. So now let's go to the marketplace and talk about it. Obviously, gold's going to be impacted by whatever the Fed does. Is the dollar going to weaken or strengthen from all this? What's the European Central Bank going to be? I know I missed something. The European Central Bank Thursday morning has to make a decision on their monetary policy. For Bloomberg, I did a short piece today, and the Merck, and I was talking on the piece about stagflation, because that's where you're at in Europe. And how do you deal with that? Because the economies are coming in. The two strongest economies are France and Spain, the fire engine of everything. What makes it all go? Germany is contracting away. That isn't what you want to see. And the contraction can make things slow much faster than you're taking down inflation. That's the stagflation argument that you have. Got to be careful. And what's fighting there? And you'll see that. Energy prices are strong as can be. That's going to be a problem for them. They're much more energy dependent than we are. But in gold, we are sitting here about unchanged for the week. So far, it's only Monday. You can see how flat things have gone. This is called God's holding pen. It's waiting. The market is waiting to see, hey, what's the next move going to be? You don't think I'm right? You don't have to agree with me. Look at this. Look at how narrow the trading has become. The market is waiting for a decision here. Are we trending? We are not. You had an outside day up today. Coming in, you had a bearish trend, but by getting over the high of Friday, that negates the trend there. I don't see a trend right now. Where's the battleground? Look at this 18-week average and where this market is sitting. You don't think it's just sitting right where I'm telling you, going sideways, waiting for some of these events? Look at how the Bollinger Bands are just going sideways. Something's going to happen here. Okay, we want to see the events of the week. The market's going to count down each one, and then it'll start anticipating which way to go. If you take out today's low, an outside day up, the odds favor then before you go up for any real numbers, which would be today's high, you first go down potentially to the Bollinger Band. In the gold-silver ratio, as I said over the weekend, I'm questioning if silver hasn't run its course. It's got a triple top if you look at the weekly charts. This is the area that it's fighting in right now, sort of a triple top area there as well. The trend is still down. You are very oversold. I don't see a bargain basement anywhere, and I don't see a reason to be long. In the copper market, the world, and I'm talking the traders in the Chinese world keep hoping China's going to do something very positive to give copper a reason to rally. I see copper is caught in no man's land. Look at how narrow the Bollinger Band's gotten. Look at how sideways they're going. This is where you get churned up. The market gives you no follow through up or down, and that's exactly what it's doing at this point in time. Platinum ran up to the 100, 200-day averages and the Bollinger Band, ran out of upside momentum, came down. And as I said last week, I have my doubts that it's going to find an easy time to get to 873, 874, the lower Bollinger Band, without first seeing, you heard what I just said, without first seeing the event of the PPI, CPI, European Central Bank, what that's going to offer us, okay? And of course, what happens with the UAW. You could have 146,000 workers going out on strike. You got to think about that. In the dollar index, backed off, but you still have an embedded reading. So I think the pros are buying long. I think they'll throw in the towel. If they lose the reading, it would take anything on a close under 79. And if the market goes up, I think they'll take some money off against the 105.24 area, the upper Bollinger Band. So when I put it all together, I come up with a game plan for you, or try to, and part of that plan right now is this. Join me, move your cursor up here Thursday. We'll have a chance. We'll already seen the CPI to PPI. We'll have Apple under our belt, and away we go. We got a lot to talk about. That's for darn sure. And we'll have the European, did I say that? The European Central Bank announcement Thursday morning. It's going to be a great 12:30 live webinar. Hope you join me there. I'm Ira Epstein. I will see you tomorrow morning, or look at me in the other two videos that I'm going to shoot right after this for the market wrap-ups on SPDR ETFs and the financial markets. Take care.